Oh, this is going to be a good one. From Spain and Italy to India to the Maldives, even Northern Europe. We have been cruising quite literally around the globe with Paula from Imagine Cruising. I hope some of you out there have been able to join some of those incredible adventures already. But today we're continuing our travels in a very romantic sense down the river Danube with chef, author, and now culinary tour guide, Jenny Morris. Yay. One of my favorites. Think culinary experiences from the chocolate-laden Sachertorte of Vienna to the hearty goulash of Budapest. We'll be discovering the cities of the Danube through their cuisine, and is there no better way to explore a destination than through the food, through the cuisine. This is awesome. A gastronomic delight. Paula, set the scene for us. What is this particular focus for this cruise? Because this is quite different.
Yes, absolutely. This is a very unique and also exclusive package that we've got today. And it's the perfect getaway for those that want to actually embrace the love of all things culinary, and also while discovering the culture of Europe. So we've got the lovely Jenny Morris that will be joining us on this exclusive sailing.
That's
and
amazing, yeah.
Exploring all of these lovely destinations. So we'll be actually visiting, we're going to be going on the Danube River, which is one of the largest rivers and most famous rivers of Europe.
I was going to say, it's going to be one of the most romanticized
Absolutely,
as well.
And it's the beautiful destinations that you actually get to. Yes, very, she's just been, so, you know, with her hubby. And what's nice is you get to visit places like Prague, Vienna, Budapest, and Bratislava. So it's really, really unique destinations that you'll actually get to see. And what we love about this, and we're really excited about this, is this is a once-off experience where you'll get to have the inclusions, which would be this book, Yamsha's book, a signed copy of Jenny Morris's book. And then you'll also get the welcome and farewell dinner hosted by Jenny Morris. And then in Prague, you'll also get to experience the medieval experience and dinner at the oldest pub in Prague.
Yeah, 13th century.
Going back.
It's just below all the beautiful castles and the Houses of Parliament. It's amazing.
It's really, really nice. And then also you'll get a choice of a market tour accompanied by Jenny, either in Prague, Vienna, or in Budapest.
Oh,
and you can see the fun that Jenny's having there.
That's how we know you, girl. That's how we know you.
So really a truly exciting and, I mean, it's a relaxing also holiday at its finest. You know?
It's a little bit of everything. It's a smorgasbord with Jenny at the helm, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
Rosa Riva, no ordinary riverboat. How do we cruise down the River Danube? Talk us through the vessel.
So those that's already experienced river cruising will know it's very different to your ocean cruising. This is a much smaller and intimate cruise, which is nice because it actually allows them to dock within the heart of the destinations. Yeah. So you actually spend some time, longer periods, seeing these landmarks as you cruise about. And also the cuisine on board is amazing. Which,
do you know what I love about the food? Because this is something, food is sort of very close to people's hearts. And I always go on holiday and think, oh, I'm not going to starve. They've got everything. Every night is a different cuisine and a different port. So they have these lovely themed dinners, the food, the sausages, the charcuterie, the cheeses. Oh, heaven help me, sister. The beers. Everything culinary, the beautiful artisanal breads, they do everything on board. I've been in that galley. Shame those poor chefs, little space, but what they
and you're not allowed back here.
No, I promise. It's just, and there's a beautiful soup every night. I mean, I ate all the dumplings when we were in Hungary because I thought, you can go hungry. These are for me. They're light and they float and they're delicious. The food is abundant. It's fabulous.
Yes, and also you get your free meal drinks package with it, which is nice. You can enjoy your wine or your beer on board the ship. And then above the ship, there's an open deck area where people can just relax and then sit by the whirlpool over there, or otherwise just sit your cocktails while you're watching the world go by.
Taking some of the most incredible.
Or play a little mini
sceneries.
putt-putt that they have on board.
But you have to duck when we go
Under the
lock.
bridge.
When they say duck, you go flat.
So from Vienna to Budapest, the culture for me, I think, must stand out. You forget that foodie culture has been around for centuries.
Yes.
We love to think that
Absolutely.
we own it, but you are continuing such a proud tradition as a chef. Talk me through the cities and their itinerary.
Do you know what? Like Prague, for instance, I've discovered some wonderful things. I mean, there are still these communist restaurants. Because it was communist, you
Yeah,
know.
you
So
forget,
everything is
yeah.
cheap. And you can go and eat, and you can sort of eat off these buffets. The beers are unbelievable. I mean,
This
I'm
is
not
now the
really
fourth
a beer
time
drinker.
you've mentioned the beers.
Yes, I
and
have to
it's-
say,
it's-
because
it's
the boys love the beers. The women were
And
drinking
they
these
say it's
beautiful beers.
popular
Yes.
there for...
And the women love beer. You get these beer snacks. So it's like a pickled sausage. Everything is pickled and delicious and amazing. And I'm like, I'm not going to put that sausage in my mouth. Well, let me tell you, I couldn't stop because I think, oh, pickled sausage. They go into pubs and they, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Beautiful dumplings, the goulashes, you'll find that all along the Danube because it's just that beautiful stew. That evening where that man,
Where you were,
those
you were
men, gosh, what
cavorting.
happens in Prague should stay in
Stay in
Prague. But
Prague,
never
yeah, not on
mind.
Insta, girl, not on Insta,
But
yeah.
it just that cultural thing. But you know, the palaces and
It's
the
beautiful.
history and the architecture is so well preserved. And there's just something for everybody. But let me tell you something, that Prague farmers market doll, there's also one on the river with swans. You can feed the swans, steal the bread from breakfast.
See,
but
it's
I have to tell you,
romantic.
that market, everything, I don't want to give everything away because you've got to come with me to experience it, but from having fresh trout, you can just club it on the corp and they cook it there and then. You can smell the cherries because it's the August is summer and we're
That's a
going at the end, so
wonderful
it's not
time of
too
the
hot.
year.
But I came back with a suntan. Oh, hello, in winter coming back here. So Prague was amazing. Vienna, if you want me to sort of touch on everything now, let me just spill the beans.
Just let
Vienna
it
was
flow, yeah.
amazing. And if you think that was, it was a flop. That flop, the Danube.
The flop.
Yes, I was so shocked when that tour guide said to me, it was a flop. I said, don't talk rubbish. She said, when he first did it, it was a
It
flop.
was actually a mistake.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was a
my
mistake.
word. Now the most iconic waltz. Yeah.
But every wedding, hello. Da, 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 da. And at lunchtime, they have these sessions where you can actually go and waltz. They love dancing in Vienna.
That's
and the
nice.
food is sachatot, darling, through the lips and on the hips, but you can walk it off. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And then I love the markets in Budapest. You've got Buda and you've got Pest. You've got Buda and you've got Pest. Fantastic, because it's divided by the river. One side is scenery and mountains
Yes.
and gorgeous. Other side's cafe society, lots of restaurants. Amazing. Now, when you are in
Look at that
Budapest,
project smile.
I made a gypsy fall in love with me. He was about that size.
You made
about
him
that
up.
size. That's this. You've got to do one of those cultural evenings with music.
Yes.
I mean, that's an extra, but
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. The goulashes, dumplings, everything comes with dumplings. Now, if you think a dumpling's just like a little round thing, it can be a slice of dumpling. They
Wow.
have very amazing dumplings. They eat very little rice. They do have rice, and they do have potatoes. But it's not just all about goulash. There's just everything. The Budapest market, I mean, they've got all this beautiful street food on the top. I'll tell you about those later when we start cooking.
Yeah, we are going to put you to work in the kitchen.
Absolutely.
You can't talk about this much food and not
exactly.
actually make
Without
us
cooking
something
it.
this morning.
And you know, one of the highlights, Bratislava was amazing. You know, you've got your beautiful castles and things like that.
The
but
history of
the
it, yeah.
Wachau. Wachau.
Wow.
Watchow. Watchow.
The Watchow
That passage is the most incredible thing. You can smell the apricots as you go past. It's agricultural. You can see all the vines on the slopes of the mountain. The architecture, there are beautiful chapels. And I mean, just
place
you
to
could
fall
sit
in
off
love
the
all
boat
over
and
again,
relax,
yeah.
be lazy and laid back and just take in everything without moving. Without
Yes.
moving off that ship. And it's a ship, it's not a boat, it's a girl.
It's a girl.
Yes,
She's
yes.
a lady.
Yeah,
I
she's
think.
a
lady
She's
of note.
delicate.
But my
Yes.
highlight was milk. Everything was a highlight, but milk is where you end your journey.
Yes.
Do you know that in milk they've got this abbey, and there's still 33 monks Benedictine monks, and it's a working abbey, so the kids go to school there. They have like the most amazing choir, gymnasiums, but they also have lovely food. Now, I promise you, I love God, and God knows that I'm a sinner, and He had to forgive me because I couldn't concentrate on Him when I was in that abbey.
He was testing you,
Baroque
Jenny.
beauty of night.
Yeah.
No.
But I think it's the history. You've got the balance of all of these amazing
Yes.
experiences. And
Unbelievable.
I mean, it's been a while since I've seen you.
Yes.
You're always passionate, but to
Oh,
see you
that was
with the
amazing.
childlike
Yes.
excitement like this, you know the eating must be good. And again, we're going to reiterate, see it around this time of the year. It's next year, 2020, around the 26th of August,
Yes.
is when you set sail on that gorgeous, gorgeous ship. So let's get into the broader kind of package that's on offer here, because we clearly are squeezing in a huge
Yes.
amount.
Yes.
So encapsulate that package for us, and what are we talking price-wise?
Okay, so the price is starting from 42,999 per person sharing. This includes your flights ex-Johannesburg, it includes your airport taxes, it includes all your transfers, and then you have your 3-night stay at the Prague Hotel on a bed and breakfast basis. And then one of the evenings there you
And
have
a bus
the
ticket
medieval.
on the
Oh
train.
yes,
And a
and you
bus
get
on the train.
you get the 2-day metro pass, and then while you're in Prague, you'll get the experience of the medieval evening with dinner, hosted by Jenny at one of the at the oldest Prague pub in Prague, and then you go on board the Arosa River. That ship is absolutely beautiful. You spend 7 nights on board the ship, including breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and all snacks on board the ship, and your free mealtime drinks that you have on board, and
Your
then
beer.
And your wine.
and then you get, like I mentioned
Yeah,
earlier,
yeah.
you get your free signed copy, Jenny's Yamsha's book, and everyone will get one of these. And then also you have the welcome and farewell dinner hosted by Jenny, and then obviously you've got the choice of the market,
yes.
where you can
Choose one.
choose to go with Jenny either in Prague, Vienna, or even Budapest. So really a truly wonderful once-off experience with Jenny, leaving on the 26th of August.
Yes.
And our staff's already ready to take your calls.
Yeah, you
But
can
can I
phone right
quickly
now.
say something? If they want to extend their stay once we get to
Yes,
Germany,
they can if they'd like
yeah,
to.
they speak nicely to you. But you know what? Just so that you know, if you think you're going on a boring coach trip, you know, when we go from Prague now to Engelhausen, which I think it means
Yes.
Angel's Heart, my bus driver kept saying, Tulawena, keep quiet, because the cherry trees on the freeway, full of fruit. I said, can you stop so we can pick? He said, no, it's too dangerous.
I don't think there's
cannot
anything
believe.
quiet when you are involved, and it is
gosh.
your job to be the tour guide. You're allowed to pick up that mic and do what you need to do. And it also feels there's depth, there's layers to this.
Yes.
It's not just about enjoying the food.
No, it's beautiful.
I can sense that this has kind of given you a really magical experience in that,
yes.
something romantic, something really social, where you can make new
Yes.
friends.
Cultural.
Where you can make friends with Jenny, which is tough. It's very difficult
gonna
to
be
break
crazy
that
fun.
wall down. But it just seems, I keep going back to the idea of romance, and I think this part of
Yes.
the world has got its fairy book,
Yes.
fairy tale kind of stuff. But just looking at those images, the fact that you are literally sailing through centuries worth of
beautiful.
culture.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. I'm inspired.
And jealous.
I'm fiercely jealous, and because I love each one that we do more than the last, just
Yes.
because I get to live each one, and I'm thinking, how do you even choose? But this, I think you might deserve this one, and if this has inspired you in any way, and you can almost taste it, stay tuned, because we're going to be cooking up a European storm featuring some of the mouth-watering Danube City-inspired dishes for our culinary hotline. Bling! Sing, sing, sing!